38 degrees, 50 minutes, 26.3 seconds north. 106 degrees, 29 minutes, 25 seconds west. Birches bring cool shade in papery white trunks. Roots search underneath the soil endlessly for anything. Water hidden deep in the damp, spongy dirt. Twisted branches of juniper sprawl across the desert landscape, bringing cool relief to scampering little lizards and an occasional shadowy raven. A cactus acts as silent company to the fallen periwinkle berries. Ginkgo leaves shaped like tiny tassels, golden in lining that street. What about pines? Needles shifting in the breeze, blowing the welcoming piney scent through the living, laughing air across the lake, gifting us massive, crunching pine cones that look almost skeletal. Quaking aspens as a single organism, their interconnected roots covered with rich earth, overgrown with soft lavender sprigs of lupine, while the topmost branches sway and rustle, hiding little songbirds and chittering squirrels. I look up, I breathe, and I know. Long after I am plucked from the face of the earth, they will keep living and growing, unless we first tear their roots from the soil, planting identical grim apartments instead, and paving broad black roads over their graves. But there is still hope. The forest lives on.
8-4. My hands jitter around. Cold sweat forms on my forehead. This game is quite hard.
A last message. A last message I write. A message to the people who use my land. A message to the animals that play in my trees or hide in my ground. A message full of anger. Anger for destroying my land. A message full of hope. Hope for coming together. A message full of joy. Joy for the flowers.
A dancer's vision. I see ballet balls, they also can be used for stretching. I smell dancers' feet and perfume. Sometimes when you walk into the classroom, it smells like cherries or vanilla. I can touch the mirrors and the walls. Dance helps with built up anger, anxiety, stress, or sadness. When you start dancing, you could just get lost and feel relieved of anything you might be feeling. Dance is my escape.
A better future. As I soar through the sky, I look down to see the once beautiful beach littered with trash. I look up to find the clear blue sky, now a shade of gray. So I look ahead in hope of a better future.
Aggressive wasps that get in the way. By Gavin, Lynn. Really? If we don't see your nest underground and we accidentally step in a hole where your nest is, you swarm and sting and bite people. What the heck? Look, I get it. If we saw your nest and stayed away, but you decide to stay underground, wait for your next victim to sting and bite. Sometimes you make your nest in weird places. Sometimes you make them in places where people walk or people can't avoid because they need to go in that area. And you guys can be really aggressive sometimes. When we get too close to your nest, 50 or more of you all sting and bite people everywhere, giving them welts and bumps and leaving them in pain. If you guys make a nest, please either build them in a really high tree or in an area where we can avoid you. Bye.
An oak tree. Dear oak tree, you see everything. The grass that's brown that has no life. A truck which spews black smoke and resembles a beast which kills. A world which looks like an apocalypse where nothing survives. Fires raging like a monster which destroy everything in their path. What world is this?
A letter for the people. Dear people, why? Why would you ruin this beautiful earth, this earth with so much potential? So much potential for beauty and nature, but instead you wreck it. You wreck it with fossil fuels and oil pumps, you wreck it with pollution and overpopulation. This kills what was here before us, the birds, the fish, the apes we evolved from, the animals. Where would we be without them? Instead of trying to save these living things, you keep building. Building more buildings, more freeways, more cars, more buses, destroying their homes and their families. You have everything you need, yet you keep taking. Taking from the earth, taking from the native peoples. Why? Why must you take more and more? Soon there will be nothing. Nothing to save us from this mess.
At the sea. Feel the cold waves. See the crashing sea. Smell the rotting sea plants. Watch the crabs struggle away. Surf on the waves, sand in your hair. Taste the salty shore. Get stung by a jellyfish. Play in the broken rock. Watch the otters play, waiting for the water to hit you. To be free in the comforting tide. Love every second.
Back When by Ella Rabin. The ground beneath me that used to be the green fertile ground is now cement. The sweet refreshing smell of rain is now masked by the bitter smell of oils and gases. The gorgeous field of flowers outside my house has now been covered by man-made buildings. The bright silver moon is hidden by clouds of gases. The sound of the rain pitter-pattering on my sunroof is disguised by the sounds of sirens and cars rushing on the highway. The magnificent light that the stars used to emit is now made by street lights. Oh, what I would do for the world to be how it was back then.
Bamboo forest. While walking through the bamboo forest, I noticed the soft wind on my face and the cool breeze in my hair. I watched the koi fish splashing merrily in the pond. I was reminded of my purpose, of myself, and as I feel the rain falling from the clouds and watch the waterfall trickling down the rocks, I am the bamboo forest, swaying with the force of nature.
Bin of care. The bin they were, taken as plastic, but now global warming has taken them. Too hot, too cold, but the bin is still a bin, the world says. No mind to answer, no feelings to react, no live body to move, just a bin that is suffering in the road.
Hi, this is my extraordinary poem titled Cancun. Cancun, oh how I miss you. The feeling of the water against my skin, the uncomfortable feeling of sand stuck in my hair, the taste of a cold strawberry tropical smoothie, the excitement of being in my favorite place on earth, the thrill of going down a huge, scary water slide, the satisfaction of jumping into a cold, bright blue pool, the anticipation of getting wet, the feeling of nothing on my mind, the joy of everything just being okay. I shall miss you, but don't fear, I will be back to greet you soon.
My poem is called Cat. Why, cat, why? You pretend to be innocent, but you're not. At night you scratch the carpet out as loud as a chainsaw. You tip over the cups and run away in terror as the water drips down the counter. You attack the wires, then you end up in a tangled mess. Some call you graceful, clean, even perfect. But no, cats are weird, odd, and strange. They all mean the same thing, but if you left one out, it would not describe a cat.
Safe and sound, playing in the backyard. That's a young boy, clueless to the realism of the world, clueless to the wrongs, clueless to the problems, and clueless to the lies, and yet wanting to get closer to all of it. Now living, knowing about the wrongs of this world, I just want to go back to that same backyard.
Companions. I follow my master everywhere, for you are my best friend as I am yours. We walk, run, through the trees, through the grassy meadow. We wander until we reach our place, our home, a place worth protecting. Every night as you go to bed, I will lay down next to you, for I am a dog, a man's best friend.
Dear Barbara, my friend Vivian has already written to you about it, but I'm here to second that. There's a reason that I delivered this tied to a brick through your window, and it's not just because your front door is covered in vines. It's because I hate you and your stupid garden. I mean, I look across the street every morning and see the atrocity that is that lawn, and I hate it. The hyacinths are dead. They're knocking over your wilted hydrangeas. The pansies are an assortment of colors, none of which go together. Tired of it. Stop. Give up. Carl is gone. He hates your lawn too, Barbara. It's probably why he left. I mean, come on. You have a dogwood tree on one side of the lawn and a birch on the other. I was somewhat okay with it. I'm gonna admit it was kind of growing on me, but now you've added an oak tree. They don't even match. It's driving both of us insane. And to end it off, please, please, Barbara, for the love of the God who's clearly forsaken your garden, Change your clothes? You've been in the same outfit combo for 6 months. Carl's white work polo that you've stained with wine, yoga pants, and Uggs. I can't. It's so ugly. Please, from me and Vivian, quit the garden thing. P.S. I get you're going through that divorce and everything, but every day can't be wallow in self-pity and drinking wine Friday. I'm... Get help, Barbara.
Dimming of the glow. I am a star. I shine, but more importantly, I see. I see the damage that has come to a radiant earth. I am all the way away from every emotion. In darkness, I emerge to glow. I watch as earth changes and ages. Death, fear, hope. How do I feel? How can a star feel when it is so far away? Once the world dies, what next? I've no control, as I am just a fragment of an ongoing universe.
Drowning. I am the ocean. I am both vast and tiny, a near endless abyss of water, composed of tiny droplets, each with their own story, separate but connected. We have been everywhere, the sky, the ground, falling, rising, in the unlikeliest of places, and we have seen everything, everyone. Lately, my waves have been crashing higher. I am warmer. Black ooze reaches over my surface, bright objects thrown into me, tarnishing my beauty, imprisoning my creatures. I sense disaster escalating. It has already begun. I've been watching the humans as they play in my waves, boil me to make noodles, sail on me in ships, as they build dams to constrict me, as their cars and factories emit smoke, smoke that fills the sky. And as they run their cars and factories, I grow higher, my ice melts, I grow warmer. But they keep running along my beaches, oblivious to the damage they are creating. Some just don't care. What lengths will it go to before they realize their mistakes and clean the pollution from my waves?
Flake of paint. A funeral? A loved one or a friend deceased. Meanwhile, an obituary in the newspaper. Fresh flowers in the house. Some reads in the story of their life summed up in a paragraph, and then the world marches on. A crying family, dearly affected by this loss of a unique personality, traits, and life. But the world moves on in the grand picture, unfazed by the loss. However, in the small parts that make up the mural of the earth, a flake of paint was chipped off, and the area was dearly affected, but the rest of the mural, the world, goes on.
To the woman across the street. Stop! Please, just stop! Give up! You need to stop. Your thumb is not green. It's red, like the blood of those poor plants in your garden. I know I'm not one to talk, but your garden is ugly. It's foul, gross, eye burning, repelling, and mind bogglingly hideous. Normally I would give you advice, but I think your lawn needs to be scrapped entirely. I mean, the birch tree looks repulsive with the dogwood's bright magenta blooms. The white roses clash with the poppies, and don't even get me started on the hydrangeas. And the grass? Well, that's deader than the concept of death itself. Your lawn is just vile, sickening, and tasteless. Barbara, your vulgar attempt at gardening won't bring Carl back. So, in short, stop. Give up. Don't. Cease whatever unholy things you are doing to that poor, poor garden. Your favorite person? Me. P.S. Carl has moved on, and you should too.
Free words. Because the lake has too many shades of blue and green. Because the forest is alive yet silenced. Because the squirrel scurries to find food, knowing that the cougar hiding in the shadows could eat her at any moment. Because the meadow is silent and loud. Because who are you if you have no voice? Because you are silence, you are not gone. Because my voice is taken, but not gone. Although I never speak, I have a voice. Because my voice is my strength, yet I am strong. Why?
Frigid fauna. Meadows burning, seasons turning, the snow covers the land. Snowflakes fall, the songbird calls, it's almost that time again.
The bell chimes, it's quite sublime, it's winter at last.
Grasping at stars. Stars shine through the sky, a blackened sky shining with light. Light that guides us, light that aids us. Night is clear, night is safe. Through the sky shines the light of hope. The light is changing the skies there. Here is chaos, here is greed. These will tear this land apart, unless the light, can return. We are not hope, we are not light. We are grasping at stars. We need order, we need light. We need the light to shine bright. Through the clouds, through the night. Night must return, light must return. But only hope we can, that the light returns. Or we can try. We can catch the stars. We can change what is fate. Until the light can return, until we all can return to the stars.
Welcome to Hope River. Hope that so far you have enjoyed your walk and the other poems that you possibly have listened to. I have a poem labeled Gratitude, and here it is. Dear environment, how we take you for granted. Soon you will be gone. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your walk.
Haunted by the past. The mistakes of the previous generation are haunting the new coming. We watch the world crumble as we hallucinate, thinking it's just peaches and rainbows. So the longer we wait, the worse it will get. Sooner than you know, the rainbows will fade into dark gloom and the peaches will rot. The pollution in our air is suffocating. The beauty of the glimmering ocean is slowly washed away by gasoline, broken glass, and dead fish. The alluring, beautiful blue ocean was once so bright and light. It glistens in the sun like shining new silverware. Snap out of it. More looks like sewage water. Its color is like a trashy greenish brown. The smell of dead fish. Their eyes are lifeless and foggy, like the world after it's been worked to death for centuries. The toxic spray of gasoline that we ride around carelessly. The fresh air that now is toxic. I have so much to say, but saying isn't enough because no one will listen to my words. Almost like the ones who care are muted, as if it was just a show. They silence us out, but we won't be silenced without a fight, at least I hope.
Dear me, sometimes I just want to quiet all of the noise in my mind. Repeats of what they say. When I am in the complexion of the earth, it quiets it all. 'Cause the breeze blowing in my hair. Because the leaves calmly falling from the trees. 'Cause the pitter-patter of the rain falling from the dark cloudy skies. Because the sweet song of the birds singing in the trees. Now I see I don't have to be perfect. Now I see that the small things are what make me, me.
Hurricane feel. Hurricanes. Why do you ask for death? You toy with people's homes, place people in hospitals. You take lives and give back ruin. You bite like a sickness, unstoppable and cruel. You sting like a bee on the children's playground. You're ruthless, like a murder in a slasher film. You give a hurricane feel, almost like something is surely wrong.
I watch. I watch the world cripple and die, just like the sweet roses I used to know. All the things that make my heart luscious and rich, like the rainforest. All beautiful, all unique. But no, 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 humans do not see that. I watch humans notoriously grabbing money with their crusty, grubby hands. But no, 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 humans do not see that. I watch life as humans keep destroying. Humans have a heart, but a heart overcome by selfishness.
Interview with the tree. What has been done? The falling of the tree, the increase, the deprivation. What am I to do? Stay when my brothers are falling. The regrowth, the red hot death is coming quicker and faster. The repeat, the extermination, the temporary end.
Dear Graceland, you're a musician of hell. Why won't you go take your instruments somewhere else? Your mansion looks like a normal house. Like my neighbors, you play guitar. What about nothing besides music? Just be a lawyer.
Morning awakening. When I feel the soft, silky fur of my dog, when I pet my cat's sumptuous suit, when I bury myself in a cozy, warm, and fluffy winter blanket, when I feel a mattress as soft as heaven, I feel like a holy prophet ascending to the clouds, but only for so long before the demon takes me back down when I hear the beeping and chittering of the alarm clock.
My mother's pets. My mother's pets are wild and free. She feeds them soot and seeds. The feathers are soft and gray. Through the window, 4 eyes peek. One is more chatty, the other is more stealth and is ready to pounce. But yet, the glass holds them back from their next attack. My mother's pets peck their meal and fly off free.
The title of my poem is called Friends. As I hang out with my friends, I start to remember all the fun memories we have had. From going on to roller coasters to seeing horror movies, then trick-or-treating on Halloween. Then on to Christmas, telling each other what we got. But as I remember those memories, we have had fun. I smile. As I shut my door of thoughts, I stop thinking and snap back to reality. Then go back to riding bikes with him where it is dark enough you can barely see the street lamps as they fade out of sight.
Hello, today I'm going to be telling you something about my final poem. It's about why I like the ocean. I like the turquoise color ocean, and over there I see some splashes of the refreshing cold ocean water. Waves I hear kind of sound like crashing, and sand kind of feels like a mixture of soft and brittle. I can smell the salty water by getting close to it or by getting hit by a wave and by getting tingling drenched. I think that the beach is a really good place to go for the summer because it is really hot and is perfect to go to the beach to cool off. Thank you for listening.
Ocean of memories. In the dark, cold plain, in the flying, scattering, flustering thoughts, in the worries, frustrations, angers, in the light and the dark, in the realities and the imaginations, in the deep ocean of memories, good ones and bad ones, and in a place where hope is the greatest weapon for all.
Once green grass, now gray pavement. Under the tree, the leaves fall quietly, counting down the years, hours, minutes, until we can never go back. Why? Is money worth the loss of a forest? You cannot go back and buy a clean world. Is money worth it all? Leaves can go back. We still have time. Moisture sparkles on the blade of grass. Leaves rustle beneath my feet. Light glistens through the trees. What happens when it's all gone? What now?
The fire is eating, my body is burning. Oh, how selfish can you be, taking everything you see? Oh, how cruel to take lives from others. I can't do anything about you. As your embers burn my skin, as you dissolve me alive, I shall watch the green grass, the graceful flowers sway in the wind, one last time before I say goodbye.
This poem's called Our World. Dear Our World, I'm so sorry for all the things humans have done to your environment. You're always thriving and growing even though we're throwing things everywhere and polluting your air. Thank you, and we appreciate you for keeping us alive and giving us a place to call home. We're trying to do better, but some people just don't listen to all of your signs. that you need help, or that pollution levels are rising so fast. We're always trying.
The pain. I want to go home. I hurt inside and out. I huddle in a corner so the pain will go away. I try to forget all the writing I have to do, but I fail. I want to go home. I sit in pain, waiting for the day to end, but it feels like an eternity. Tears trickling down my cheek. I have a burning feeling in my stomach, like acid heating then poured on my skin. I, wishing to go home, have no resources to help my poor living self. I cry silently in the same corner I have been. My world goes blank.
This is my poem, pointless poem. What is the point of life? Is it to fly a kite? Or is it to play with a knife? Or is it to bite with all your might? Why am I thinking of these things? Is it to get clean? This makes no sense. So I should go fence or get a good glance. There's no point in me writing, so I'm gonna start citing.
Reach to Earth's heart. Dear Earth, if you knew how sorry we were, the pain you have felt, yet most don't care what has happened to you. You let them step on you like you're nothing, but you're their whole world. You give them life and air, yet they still treat you like you're just a piece of trash to them. You might not even be a thing in 1,000 years. Who knows? You might not be able to spin in 100 years. But that's just my theory. You might explode. That's a maybe. But I think you'll live because you're Earth. You bring rain, shine, joy. But just remember to live on. I know you can't read, but it would be nice if you still were able to get this. Because you make wind blow and trees grow. You make things die, but how fast they go. But at the end, you'll still be our home.
Reasons to love nature. Because trees grow tall and emerald green. Because streams ripple through the forest like trickles of rain on a window. Because of the animals, fawns, falcons, fish, flamingos, and many more. Because in nature I am at peace, where there are tumbling white waterfalls and towering redwoods, surrounded by damp sponges of moss. Because nature is my friend.
Renew. The pastel orange sky dissolves into a blue void. Fog lifts from the dreary world. Tiny drops of rain sprinkle onto soft green moss, hydrating the minuscule, thirsty pores. The dry, cracked ground, starved of rain, eventually turns to mud. Long fern fronds open, showing their lush green leaves. Tendrils of small, clambering vines finally grab hold of something. Pink watercolor skies fade into shadows, letting the black sheet of night unfurl, engulfing the world in darkness once more.
Out of time. Dear those with large companies, who pollute our air with chemicals, who fill our streets with trash, and who saturate our oceans with plastic. The birds don't sing, but cry as they are baked in the heat. People are starved of water as the trash has contaminated their reservoirs. The fish swimming in our vast oceans are choked as they are trapped by the millions of plastic waste. But why don't you care? It's because of the money. As you make money, we are running out of time. But you can spend more time to make more money, but you can't spend more money to make more time.
School these days. Slowly, struggling, barely getting through. Children slope through the day suffering. No one cares, no one notices. Those who notice do nothing. They see the essence of human misery happening just a seat away. To go through this takes everything you have. To go through this takes everything you are. By the time they open their eyes, it's too late. A rope, a jump, a gun, no matter, it's the end. And now you care, you mourn, you wallow in self-pity like the terrible elitist slob you are. But these poor children are free. Every day, these suffering young souls are free. because of you.
Second thoughts. Dear time, how only you fly. How only do you pass by without any care in the world. Amazing you're not, only slightly any good. We, people, creatures and all, wait and it takes long. Do anything, and in an instant we are elsewhere in time. How do you make it go so fast? How do you make it go so slow? Why does the speed in which things go must change at all? We want to take pleasure in the moment we are in. Things we create, gone over time. Things we destroy for the location to be free. Something takes over time. You are unmerciful, yet uncontrollable. You bring new, yet let it go on to become old. And yet, time will only go on. And yet, time will only fly. And yet, a precious thing to have, a present and yet a curse. And yet, one remaining question. Why?
Sit, sit, they say to me. I shall agree, but only because they have treats. Down, they announce. I think this counts, but only because they have treats. Roll over, they say quick. This is my favorite trick, but only because they have treats.
Soft blonde rain. I do not like the rain because of the feeling when I touch the mud, because of the sound when I drop into the wet grass, because of the pain when my leather gets ripped, because of the feeling when I slip out of hands, because of the taste when I'm in someone's glove, because of the sadness when I get lost.
I am a little spider who lives on top a leaf, but one day the wind picked me up and sailed me into the sky. The clouds were like the islands, the ground was like the sea, the barren branches like rocks, the raindrops were like trees, the leaves that were green like my own. I pretended were ever ships, and when the autumn came right back round, the orange ones were shipwrecks. I am a little human, I pretended, captain of a ship, but one day the wind dropped me down, and my leaf sank to the ground. I am a little spider. I wished to be human. I dreamed of being a sailor, not of wind, but of sea. I was a little spider, but one day, oh my luck, I woke and I was human, living on a ship. But the life of a sailor of the sea is quite different from a sailor of the skies, and harder, may I add, for I had so many jobs to do just to keep the boat afloat, and more work, more chores to do to keep the boat quite clean, more work preparing for food, more work for making money, and I hadn't even set sail. By the time I got the ship off the dock, finally sailing the seas, the sun was setting, tired was I, and before I could watch the sun, I simply fainted right there and then and awoke the next day. I was a hard-working human, sailing the ocean and sea, but I woke up as a spider, very happily. I am a little spider who lives on top a leaf. I am finally satisfied and can live at peace.
The beautiful woods, because the woods smell so good, because the dirt looks nice, because there are lots of animals, because it is dark when you walk through the woods, because I go camping, because there are bike trails.
The birds. The birds. I never noticed them before. I suppose that I was busy with other things. You know, not moving for 5.5 years really gives you time to think. I don't recommend it though. After all, you can get pretty bored. I mean, the most interesting thing I saw lately was a cloud shaped like a grasshopper. Well, anything would be more boring than, oh, where are my manners? I'm Silverfall. Yes, Silverfall. The Silverfall. Yeah, right, you say. No way this old hunk of scrap metal is the blade of legend. But it's true, I'd say. Or I would, if I could talk, which I can't. But anyways, after being broken and lost in this field, I've begun to notice things. Things I haven't noticed before. When in battle, you can't notice the clouds, or the grass ripping in the wind, or the leaves changing in autumn before falling to the ground, or the first flowers budding spring, or mushrooms bursting through the ground, or the river quietly babbling in the background. or the beauty of the falling snow, or the squirrels chittering, or the stars shining, or the sunrise, or the birds.
The burning sun. Dear sun, I do not like you. Oh, because of your heat. You are way too hot for me. Wait. Anyways, I don't like you. I don't like sweating. It sucks. Also, I don't want to pass out when I'm just coming out of my house. I like the rain more than you, son, because it makes me relax when he's crying. Or he also might be. Never mind. Anyway, I like the rain because he's chill. Literally, no pun intended. And also, when the rain shows up, I just want to sleep, relax, and snuggle with my dog. And when you show up, you just make me want to do something. I can't really think about it. By the way, are you okay? Are you playing games up there? Anyways, I just don't like you. You're kinda annoying. Please stop.
The Daryl Turkey. My friends have come and go, but not to a happy place. A tight, dark, warm place where you must be mashed and processed to enter. Have been hunted and gathered and put onto a nice big platter to be feasted on for the batter. Will they stop hunting or will they keep coming?
The late assignment. A crushing weight, such a horrid fate, grim words to be spoken by a child. Every day we sit and wait whilst those massive metal doors weigh heavy on our hearts as our minds fill with hate. You sit in a cell under a watchful gaze, sitting in a murky haze. The hypocrisy is poisonous and the results will be disastrous. This evil may be blasphemous, but they will never trap us.
The magic of a book. I can see a great city. I can smell the sea air. I can touch the great forest with apples and pears. I can laugh with a hero. I can die with his friend. I can love and hate in emotions I cannot comprehend. I can sleep at an inn. I can sing a folk song. I could read a prophecy. It will not be wrong. I can fight with a sword. I could lift a mountain range. I could become a legend. It can be even more strange. As my imagination flies, I begin to realize the magic of a book.
The ocean's hope. I look around, the world dark and misty. The air so toxic, all who inhale cough and wheeze. The deer bowing their heads to graze the grass. The grassy floor covered in litter, as my tears stream down, causing floods, causing disruption. But my sadness is too great. My fish, my turtles, my creatures suffer from your pollution. Why have you polluted so much in this world we live in? Are you not grateful after all that we have done for you? The air whipping around your hair, the trees, giving you oxygen to breathe. And I, the ocean so great, providing you with countless resources. Yet you are blind to what we see and have no empathy. You carelessly continue to damage, hardly realizing how much danger it causes to us and you. Not until it's too late is my fear. But I try not to despair, because there is a light in this darkness, a hope in the hopeless, a care in the careless. It is the people who care. It is the people who have opened their eyes to us, who are trying to preserve our world, who feel our pain and slowly try to heal it, who find ways to stop pollution, who clean the plastic and trash, who recycle, who create vehicles and other machines that don't pollute, who get people to come together and help them in their goals. And this gives me hope.
The old willow at the end of the street. I've seen many things in my lifetime. A small adventurous child going into a moody teen. A little girl and her father learning to bike. The same old man and his little chihuahua walking by my old roots every single day. Some things look like an old object, an artifact even, like a tree, like me, with no feelings or mind or imagination. But deep inside those old tin branches, long flowing leaves, old mossy bark, and those roots as precious as gold, of the old willow at the end of the street. Oh, there's so much more than what meets the eye.
The robber!
Whose house this is? I think I know. He is fast asleep, though. He won't see me taking his dough. I grab his money and then I go. I jump out the window, thinking it was a door. Then I feel my legs break, I'm sure. I can do nothing but suffer right there. I just think that no one will care. The man walks outside to see me splattered on the ground, and then lets out his attack hound. Once I'm reduced to a bloody mound, he finds his money, safe and sound.
The Rock. I am immortal because I am not alive. I've watched the world move around me. Plants have grown on my rough surface. The sun beamed onto me. Rain flowed into my crevices. I don't see any of that anymore.
This poem is called The Rose. I'm concealed. I'm hidden. Out of sight. Invisible. Every flower blooms, but not me. I signify love, but I get nothing. Disguised in my small petals, my tiny stem, green and covered in prickly, spiky thorns. I am hidden in the meadow. The other roses stand tall as I can't bloom. I wept and wept, my delicate petals falling to the ground slowly. Then one day, I could feel the warm embrace of sunlight on my petals. My soft, silky red petals. I knew I was finally blooming. In the warm October sun, I stand tall. Finally, I stand tall. The Samara. Opposing the cat which descends to the ground gracefully, I spin in an abstract or even chaotic yet beautiful manner. Most cats always land on their feet. I land on my side. Even if the descension to the ground fret, we both find ourselves on the ground. One could compare this event to life. Whilst some of us have a graceful fall and a predicted landing, others have an abstract fall and a unique landing. But in the end, we all end up at the ground, dead. But cats have 9 lives.
Dear ocean, why are you like this? Why all the beautiful creatures that were once green and healthy but are now black and greasy? The deadly oil, the plastic, killing all the animals. Just years before you were healthy and thriving, but look at you now. The people destroying and ruining the other bodies of water every day, with the pollution and poisoning from the oil. You may look beautiful, but sometimes you can be terrifying and ugly. This gives me no hope for the future.
No harmony with me. Why do I stick to everything burnable? Everything I touch turns into charcoal and ash, while I roar and ravage for food till I fill my endless stomach. I make heaven hell with my fiery body. I carr and burn the earth, make it into another sun. I kill life in all ways, leaving no unique friends to play with. Oh air, will I ruin you, eaten you, use you, or will I share you? I wonder, as I am a powerless soul in the body of a feared entity. Help!
This is tranquility, because it is calm and peaceful, because the constant rustling of the trees, because of the beautiful leaves in fall, because the smell of nature, because of the birds chirping in the trees, because of the warmth of my family, because of the lake next to our cottage, because of the comfort that our dogs provide, because of simplicity of the way of life. This is what makes me whole.
Thoughts of the Earth by me, Royal Hat. Oh, the pain, the creatures stepping all over me, the dizzying rotation, the unending puddles, even the occasional mushroom-shaped agony. I wish I could end. The ungrateful little stompers would gasp for air and die in torment. Those who survived using the ridiculous little flying machines would plummet into the accursed, searing ball I am forced to spin around.
To the world of adult leaders. Why do you sit in silence? Why do you wait and watch as the world crumbles before you? How could you make it a child's problem to deal with the very thing you caused? Diseases kill, cars pollute, ice melts, and you sit and ignore. Try your hardest to disregard and watch what happens. I could ask a million questions and get a million ambiguous answers. What a shame, lying to my face.
Emotions could be thrown, but disgust is all that comes to mind. Change will never happen when you're in charge.
Dear Neon Magenta, why? Just why? Why must you haunt me so? Do you exist only to mock me? You are so headache-inducingly bright. Whenever I so much as lay my eyes on you, they sting. My nose burns with the tears of pure hatred that stream down my face at the very sight of you. Have you no shame? There are thousands and thousands of words in the English language, but not one of them expresses my pure, indescribable hatred for you. Please, just do everyone a favor and vanish off the face of the earth. Suffice it to say, you will not be missed.
Two bucks, tears running down their face, their eyes burning from a knife to your heart, a stone in your throat, a hunger for meditation, of a desert and of forest, and of hope, and of dread. It enervates you. For this they are not so different, they say. Nay, they're night and day. From the golden pocket-filled 10, eating the meat of the poor to hide. Their swords once transparent, paint thrust upon them the color of a core. A tale serene trees growing and sunrise beaming through. All else from all else to those for whom the books were revealed years ago. From the tale, slices smelling of birch where the books were born, to blots of ink so unique that only some will be caused to know. And so they are different, I say. Noctem diem, yori toni. Deserts are in a forest, hope isn't dread. Enervation, zilch to pain. They're both a knife to your heart, a stone in your throat. For this there's two books, tears running down their face, their eyes burning.
The waves of change. Oceans rising higher and higher. Waves crashing on the beach that was busy with people. Sun blazing down on the people below. Seagulls chirping above the beach. Clumps of clouds above it all. I see the ocean retracting at a rapid pace. It continues to go further and further. I can see people fleeing from the once bustling beach. I can see the terror rising in their once calm eyes. They all know what is coming. The waves are coming back, but this time it is different. The colossal wave rises high above the city, higher than any building. The wave is much bigger than the other ones crashing on the beach earlier. I see people scampering moments before the wave washes their homes.
What am I? The amazing animal I am. Great scent of outdoors. I can speak with loving emotion. Born in a shelter, adopted by a family I don't know. When am I?
When the sun hits your eyes, when you smell fresh air, when the grass tickles your feet, when a butterfly flies by.
Why? You ruined your career by going yellow and blue. You should have been blue and white, not yellow and blue. You lost lots of fans and you're not the GOAT at all. Because Messi's the new GOAT. He won the World Cup. You didn't. You did it because of the money. We know it. Don't lie to us, CR7.
Why? Why must they pollute our planet? Why must they take away and control nature? Why must they kill off life just for unnecessary wants? Why must they take homes of nature and destroy it just for one of our homes? Why must they help the pollution go on by using products that kill off life on land and underwater? Why must they act like we care about the environmental situations like we care when we really don't? Why must they act like we are better people when we are helping the environment, but we really care about what society thinks, just to feel better about ourselves more than what they act for? Why must we not why must we choose not to help for the better in the long run, just to have something that we think is nice, but just prolongs the real problems?
Why wildflowers? Why do you destroy trees, houses, plants, and even living creatures? Why do you take so many lives each year from us? Why do you always take forever to disappear? Why do your flames blind my eyes to the point where they burn in agony? Why does your touch make my skin bleed out as if it is crying? Why do you look so lovely but are so fatal? Why do you always make my dog wheeze whenever we're around you?
Why do you always leave horrid smoke that will make any normal person cough their lungs out? Why do you make room for more life by destroying life? Why do I hate you so much? Why? Why?
Worthless. Dear humans, why must you not appreciate some of us plants? Just because some of us don't look like the flowers that bloom in spring, just because some of us don't smell as good as lavender, does not mean we are worthless. We have our powers, our strengths. We have everything we need. We may not be perfect, but we are what we are, and we can't change that. That's why we are not worthless.
You and I. How different are you and I, really? After all, the humble oak tree is not truly so far apart from a human. I am planted, nurtured, and then I nurture others myself. I grow strong, but then I'm used by the very ones protecting me. They use me, take the fruit of my hard work, yet I love and I stay strong. Then, when I can no longer be used, they cut me down and use this too. But my line survives, my saplings grow, and history repeats itself. Now tell me again, human, how different are we, truly?
Quietly. Hello, animal cruelty. Yeah, I'm talking to you. How should I start this? I haven't a clue. Why, how about the man with the decorated ball? The bright red ribbon tied in its nose? I understand it's tradition, but I feel it's for show. Especially the horns, they make me want to say, oh no. Just why, oh why, should they be connected? I would much rather that these animals will be protected. The people, elephant riding, I bet it's so fun. I know you could do better. All you need is to start. Feed them, bathe them, even play some. But that's not the worst of it. That's yet to come. Oh, the shrimp. Why do they need to have eyes staring at you as you eat? It makes me feel bad inside. They're black and squishy and they just seem to pop out. I prefer them swimming. That would make me glad. Some are treated like kings, some simply ignored. You wouldn't do this if they could be heard. They suffer quietly and you will never know. So they can be treated badly and not whisper a word. It's the circle of life using others to achieve, even when it includes some blood, sweat, and tears.
Eye of the storm. As the world goes on, people don't know the truth. As hundreds of lives pass by, people still don't notice they've been lied to. I am watching a storm with a temper, destroying thousands of worlds each day, making things desperate for those not so lucky. Countries ravaged by war, homelessness, and other many day-to-day problems don't see the threat of the otherworldly storm. Power means nothing now. Greed shall perish. We must stand together, or else we shall fall like millions before us. We are in the eye of the storm, a time to spread awareness about a universal problem, causing disasters around the world, destroying livelihoods. Before the worst of the storm hits us, nature must bound back. I must do my part. The bears tumbling in the Arctic tundra, the tigers lounging in the Asian rainforest, the elephants rejoicing life in the African savanna, all unsuspecting the chaos about to come. We must save them. We must save their families and friends. We must make change. A white swan flying through the storm, a beacon of light. We must hope like the white swan for a world that works in peaceful harmony.